Hello everybody and what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today we are playing some Medium Stakes Tuesday. I'm probably going to write it as High Stakes Tuesdays to keep with the trend of high stakes things. We're playing some $2, $4, no limit Texas Hold'em on ultimatepoker.com. And now you might be saying, hey, Jay Carver, we've played 2-4 before. What's the big deal? Why aren't we playing 2-4 now? Well, this game looks not great. I would not play this for a run-it-up bankroll at 2-4. It just seems too tough. We're immediately to the right of B. Hanks, the one and only Brent Hanks. We played him in a heads-up sit-and-go maybe like 30 or 40 videos ago, and he's got 6.5 buy-ins, 2.2K. So I thought that just having him on our left alone is not a great situation for us. So I didn't want to play for run-it-up money for this video, but I still wanted to play, and there weren't really any other great games going, so I figured I would kind of play a little bit of a tougher game for you guys, put up my own money, kind of show you guys a little something different, a little tougher. I think it'll be fun, so we'll see how that goes. We have played with, I believe, every single player here, which is a new thing for us, actually. I know for sure we've played with Buddha, Rusty Rupert, Feel the Flow, and Brent, and I think we played with this Wojo guy in a stream today or yesterday. If you haven't seen those yet, I posted the stream from today earlier already, but I also didn't post. It exists on Twitch, though, if you want to go see yesterday's stream, twitch.tv/jcarpoker. You can go follow me over there and check out the stream from yesterday. It was pretty fun. I didn't post it on YouTube because it didn't feel like a video that should be posted on YouTube, but if you're enough of a run-up warrior that you can't miss it, you should go check that out. We talked about a lot of different things. It was a very personal stream, I kind of felt like at times. A little impromptu run-it-up stream there. So yeah, here we are, Tuesday, playing some 2-4. I played the $10,000 buy-in Bellagio tournament over the weekend, and had a lot of fun with it, actually. I talked about it on stream a little bit, but I'll go over it with you guys in case you didn't see it. But I was in for 3 bullets. I guess we just fold this because Brent and the button. So okay, I guess we just say all right. I guess we just say okay. See you later. So I was really busy on Friday, so I couldn't even make it to the tournament until like 6 p.m., which is when I registered. Registration is open for some silly reason. They leave registration open for about 4 years per tournament at Bellagio. So I was no rush, but I showed up at like 6 p.m. on Friday night, registered, played 1 hour of poker, or like an hour and a half of poker max. And I enjoyed it. It was fine, but very quiet. It was, I posted on Facebook. Actually, I posted a lot of updates on Facebook. So if you want to see some, actually, maybe I can show you guys some pictures here. I'll do that too, maybe. But you can go check it out. Facebook.com/jcarpoker. Also, Instagram.com/jcarpoker. That's right. I'm slutting it up today, boys and girls. Friend me on Facebook, please. With the beard, it feels even weirder, too. It feels like I really am slutting it up. I don't know. It's very weird. The Burberry and the beard and then whatever this thing is, I don't even know what's going on anymore. But anyway, so I showed up Friday night, and blinds were like 100, 200 with an ante when I started. So that's good. I don't need to play ante-less poker, all right? So I showed up. I played a table with Lucky Chewy, which was great, a lot of fun. Let me pull up actually the pictures. I think I didn't post anything that wasn't on Instagram on Facebook. So this is, let's think about how the best way is to do this. I think something like, oh, we had def calling here. Slam dunk. So thrilled about it. Windmill slam call. Oh, yeah, that's right. 4 hearts, bitches. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Bet? I don't care. I've got a flush draw. A great flush draw. Probably just planning on check calling, though. Ace-high boards. Not the type you really want to be super crazy with check raises on when you have jack-high, as we do. So I'm probably just going to be calling. If the guy with the Burger King hat over there decides to do anything aggressive, then I guess we just fold. But nope, as this is, we certainly are happy with calling. Let's see a turn card dealer. All right. not a great turn card for us. Even though it does give us a gut shot, it will certainly empower Brent to feel like he can probably bet here twice. So I actually think we're going to do something kind of tricky here and check raise. This is actually a great thing that I would not be super comfortable doing if we were playing for run it up money because it's kind of high variance. But I think I can check raise here pretty much with like Jack 10. I could have deuces. I could have ace deuce, I guess, and play it this way. But I think this is the kind of move that Brent will respect. I think he'll bet here twice a lot. I think he'll fold better than Jack 9 here a lot. I also think his most common response here is calling and not raising, so we do usually get to see the river. If he shoves, we just have to fold. I mean, I think that it works pretty often. I don't think it works all the time, of course, because sometimes he has ace-queen, ace-king, or a set, or Jack 10 himself, that kind of thing. But I think if he just has like ace 9 here, he might bet twice, and then maybe he folds, or he calls worst-case scenario, and then we have a decision to make. But as is, we will just fold. So this is exactly the kind of reason why I didn't want to be playing for run it up money, because I want to get in there. I want to try to bluff. I've got my bluffing shoes on, and I definitely think we'll find spots similar to that. But I actually think that spot is totally fine. I think that's exactly the kind of situation Brent's going to bet twice. I think a check raise there and the turn by us looks pretty strong, I mean, it doesn't make a ton of sense that we would have... He did bet kind of small, so we did have the option to call purely for that way. But I thought that it was more likely that he would bet fold than we would win the pot. If we took the path of, right? If we took the path of check call, I think we win the pot less often than if we raise turn, and then we win the pot on the turn very often, immediately right then and there. And, some percentage of the time we win a bigger pot on the river, and obviously some percent of the time we lose a much bigger pot. But, can't be worried about that kind of thing. So this, if I do this, if I do... Is that? Oh, yeah. Nice. Look at that. So this is, wow. Who's impressed by this? I'm a little impressed. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. I'm impressing myself. That's right. Sometimes I amaze even myself. That's right. So this is most of, if not all of the picture. Yeah, pretty much all the picture. This is from the tournament on Friday night. You can see a very interested woman there. She's loving poker. She's like, why didn't I just play online in Ultimate Poker? Why did I leave the house today? Actually, this hand was actually really weird. It was, it went raise... raised by the guy to my right. I called on the button. Chewy calls in the blind. Check to me. I bet. Call. Turn. Oh, the flop was queen 9 7. Queen 9 7, 2 diamonds. Check to me. I bet. Call. Turn 5. Chewy checks. Guy decides to bet out, and I was going to bluff because I had not very much. But he said, okay. He just decided to bet, so I was like, all right, sure, whatever makes you happy, kid. And I folded. Chewy calls. River is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I thought it was an 8. 3, yeah, 8. Of diamonds. Oh yeah, def calling with this kind of price. So it came queen 9 7 5, and then either an 8 or a 10 of diamonds. It's got to be an 8. It doesn't look like a 10 to me. Definitely not. So it's an 8. So Jack 10 got there. Yeah, 8 sounds right. Jack 10 got there, and flushes got there. And Lucky Chewy bets out 9K, and then the guy on my right just gives him the business and makes it 18K. Like 20K. Get out of here, Lucky Chewy. Trying to bluff me. Come on, the guy's like, he claimed to have king high flush. I don't know if that's the real thing, but I think we can try to bluff this here. I don't think this works super often, but I think this works often enough. We just have the best hand, and sometimes, every once in a blue moon, we get called by a hand that will just fold on the river, which seems fine. All right, took it down. That's kind of like a thin bet, but it usually works more often than people think, especially if you're willing to give them the business, and we certainly are in the business giving business, as it were. So yeah, that was that picture. Just a little min-raise river action against Lucky Chewy here. Chewy folded, of course, and the guy claimed king high flush. Don't think the guy is still in, but I guess it's possible. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so continuing with the rest of my story from the day. So I ended the day with like 11K. I don't even know how I lost so much, but I really wasn't in a great mood for poker. I was kind of clowning around a little bit. I was splashing a little bit. When the first time that it went like limp to me in the big blind, and I was so close to just being like, let's see 3, dealer. But I repressed it and didn't. So yeah, it was very weird to play poker and not narrate my thoughts and talk the whole time like I'm very used to doing here. I feel like I'm re-raising here because people like to be aggressive against us, especially since we're not playing a Run It Up episode, and everyone here probably assumes we are. So they're probably going to put pressure on us, but there's no pressure to be put on, bitch. You're playing against Jay Carver money now. Run It Up money is taking the night off. By the way, our number isn't exactly right because we lost money in the stream today, but that was right as of the start of the day. I've casted for 2 hours prior to this today, so you're getting. I feel good though. I actually have a lot of energy somehow for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the tournament once this hand is concluded. We just raised under the gun, and Buddha defended here in the small blind. We've got a 3 straight flush. That's pretty good. Let's see what happens here. If our opponent calls, we'll have some decisions to make. If our opponent raises, I am really in the stubborn kind of mood. This guy doesn't know this yet, but I am not in the believer mood. Yeah. You might think you could have bluffed, but there was no bluffing to be had here, sir. I was so calling. You have no idea. I was calling your face off, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, so I ended the day with 11K, but I didn't really care because I was gonna fire in there. I mean, I thought I played pretty well on day one, but I was definitely a little bit more splashy than I necessarily needed to be. Plus, the fact that there are re-entries kind of encourages that, especially because I was planning on re-entering infinitely. So there was no. It kind of makes sense for me to kind of gamble a little bit. So that's what I did. I took some closer gambles than I necessarily had to take, and I definitely splashed it up a little bit, but it was fine. I had a decent enough time through my hour and a half of poker. It was all right. And very next day, by the way, I don't know what it is about Bellagio, but I always sleep so badly after playing tournaments there or poker there for a long period of time. I always sleep so badly. But so that happened again. I got like 4 hours or less of sleep that night. Showed up on day 2. Busted the first bullet pretty quick. I had a great table to start out with. Didn't know anybody except for Sorrel and Carrie Katz. And then that turned into, I busted that 5s to 6s or something like that when I was pretty short. And then rebought, lost that bullet pretty quick. And then I finally, we must win. Yeah. And then I rebought on my third bullet, and I actually felt like that was the one that really clicked for me. I had a tougher table, but it was a good dynamic. I put together some good bluffs that worked out. I made some kind of cool moves that somehow worked out the way that I wanted them to. I felt like I was in control. I felt like I was in the zone. I had a great time talking to World Poker Tour champion Paul Clan, who was on my right all day. I had a great time talking to him. He is such a nice guy, and I hadn't really had the opportunity to really talk to him much before. Even though I casted him winning his tournament, I was on the cast with Dan O'Brien and Tony Dunst for the live stream back in February, but I hadn't actually seen him or ever really had like much of a conversation with him since then. That's a pretty good turn card for us. I'm actually going to check. I know it seems a little weird to check here, but I think that there's a chance that we'll get a bet out of him if he has a hand like 10-9 or Jack-10. You know, he might even just have a hand as bad as like 6-7, stuff like that. And I'd really like to give him a chance to bluff here. So I think we just like tank and call, and then tank and then call all rivers. There's not a river card that I will not call on. Okay, maybe the king. A king of diamonds maybe will be the one, but there's not really a ton that I'll just check fold on. 7 is not going to do it. So we're basically check calling anything here. There's no amount this guy can bet that'll make me fold. I mean, given how he played this hand, he raised, I re-raised, he called. Could we be beat here? Of course, but very rarely. Get out of here, Buddha. Get out of here. That's right. Sure, give him the big bell, whatever. It's midnight. The clock just struck midnight, and I'm ringing the big bell. That's right, bitches. $20. I think not. I think not. $52 seems like the right amount to me. This guy's gonna fold here so often. He's just attacking Buddha very, very often. That's right. Give me your $20. That's right. I take your $20. What to buy? I don't know. Huh? Whatever, J. Carver. That's right. Whatever, J. Carver. Whatever you say, bitch. Anyway, so yeah, I felt like I was really in the zone, making moves, having a good time, talking to people, really actually feeling it. Ran into Phil Helmuth, said hello to Phil, talked to Daniel for a while. That was kind of nice. I haven't seen Daniel in a long time. I got to hang out with Z Justin a little bit. I got to talk to one of my old friends and mentors, Cliff Josephy. I got to see him for a couple hours, which was really nice. And all in all, I had a great time, and I ended day 2 with like 50K. I peaked at 120K, but I lost a bunch in the last level. There was a couple of spots where there was a bunch of spots that I was just in a situation where I had to call in certain spots, and then I just didn't get there, and then you just fold. Like I had a pair, gut shot, and flush draw, and I had to call getting like 4-1 3 ways on the turn for 10% of my stack, or maybe even 15% of my stack. But have to call, obviously, with the price you're getting, even if there are no other bets to be had, and there definitely were. So call there. Actually made 2 pair and correctly check folded, which was nice. But yeah, so that was a hand I lost like 20 or something thousand on of my 100. And then there were, I guess we just check fold here now. I mean, I could try this check raise move I just tried on him before again, but I think too often he'll just call with like ace jack and not fold. I don't think he's going to believe us if we do that too often. So I'd rather have it the time that we do this again next, having with the dynamic that we have. So yeah, that was day 2 of the tournament. I felt pretty good, but a little annoyed that I ended the day with 50K instead of the 100 that I had, and I really wanted to hold on to that 100, and I just didn't. I don't think I did anything bad or wrong to lose all those chips, but I certainly was annoyed at myself for not ending with more. I could have folded a couple of times for like 3K here, 3K there, so maybe if I was playing like perfect A-game poker, I would have walked away with a little bit more than I ended up with, but I was pretty happy all in all with how I played, and I actually really felt like I really enjoyed it. I had a pretty fun day. It was actually a lot of fun hanging out with you guys on Facebook, letting you guys like sweat along with me as I was going. That was great. We had I think like 7 people had 1% of me. I gave away 5% to people as I was promised, and then I gave away 2% more for people who were just like extra awesome that I couldn't say no to. So yeah, that was great. And day 3, I showed up and had a really tough table. Actually, maybe I have pictures from. Oh yeah, time to play a grueling 90 minutes of tournament poker. That was my buy-in. That's right, $10,300, which I lost 3 times. I might be going in the wrong direction here. Yeah, that's right. That's the very cool poster behind me, though. I guess we just fold here to feel the flow. Oh, that's right. Oh, and then I got home and the fight was amazing, but I had to cover the spoilers. What kind of cockamamie bullshit is this? You're watching a live replay. It's a replay immediately after the fight is on Fox Sports 2. I watched the fight. The fight is on Fox Sports 1. Go to watch it on Fox Sports 2, immediate live replay, or replay, and they're running ticker results. What the heck? I was mad about that. But we managed to fix it. Oh, 400? All right, I fold. Everybody folds. You got it, Rusty Rupert. So this is day 2. That's right. Run it back. I didn't take a picture of my 3rd bullet, which was lucky, apparently. Apparently, it was unlucky picture taking. This is a stack from my 2nd bullet. Didn't work out too well for me. It did look very pretty, though. And then this is my 3rd bullet where I finally was able to get something going. I raised under the gun. I'd been super aggressive. I made it like, I don't remember what I posted the hand history on Facebook, but I haven't posted it I didn't post it on Instagram. But I raised under the gun. It must have been like 3-6. I made it like 1,200 under the gun. Guy to my immediate left makes it 3,000 or 2,800 or something I'm never folding to. Folds back to me, and I decided to call. Flop comes 3-5-7. I check. He bets 5K. I raise to 11K. He says, I'm all in very quickly, and I go call. and he had 6-5 suited, which so he had more outs than he should have had, but didn't get there. So I doubled up here to a sweet old 70K. That was pretty fun. That's right. And then I kept crushing it. It felt like I was in the zone, making moves, doing my thing. Ooh, we almost timed out there with ace king in the big blind. I would have re-raised, of course, if I had seen it in advance, but I'm happy with calling every once in a while. I actually probably call here more often than most people because you can do fun things like this where you just put people in cages and just go, I check and raise. You know, what are you going to do? Check and raise. Brett might just fold if he has nonsense, but I think this is actually a good thing to have in your arsenal, that you just check raise ace 3 boards and people get confused and then don't bet the right things and, you know, all that stuff. I guess I could turn sound on. That would make this fine while we were not paying attention. Actually, my speakers are off anyway, so it doesn't even help. Call. Let's see a flop, dealer. It's an alright flop for us, I guess. I mean, it's not great because it's an ace-high flop and he's under the gun raiser, but generally speaking, it's not the worst, I suppose. Gonna check call here, 3 diamonds and pocket 6s. Could also check raise, that would also be very fine, but I think calling is probably slightly better. Against opponents who are very aggressive, we would definitely consider folding, but I don't think this guy is very aggressive. He's aggressive. He seems aggressive, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I would go so far as to call him very aggressive. So I think if he has an ace here, he's very, very rarely folding. But he could fold better than us. Will he fold the 7? I actually don't know if he'll fold the 7. I think we just check and get the showdown. Okay. Surprised he didn't want to bet that turn or river. I mean, I understand checking 1, but I don't know why you would check both. Should feel pretty confident he had the best hand. Makes our flop call very good if he's going to check back the rest of the way. I mean, that sounds fine to me. Probably should have raised a little bit bigger here because B. Hanks is so deep with us, but tiny, probably tiny mistake, but not a big deal. Damn, I want to go back to our picture time. By the way, if you've enjoyed these little pictures we've done, Instagram.com/jcarverpoker, you can add me on there. I only post cool pictures. You don't have to worry about getting food pictures because I eat nothing. I eat plain turkey. That's it. Pretty much. You have nothing to worry about. I will never bombard you with food unless it's like a sick dinner, you know. Certainly not run-of-the-mill food getting posted. All right, I guess I'm just checking. I mean, obviously we could try to bluff, but, you know. I could have bet turn and river, which was a plan. I'm not even 100% sure he folds a hand as good as that, but maybe he does. Anyway, so I heated it up to 110K before I heated it down to about half of that to end the day. And this is the table I had. The other players I didn't really know too well, but the 3 on my right I knew very well. My direct right, the one and only Justin Bonomo. 3 to my right, Yevgeny Timoshenko. Two of the best poker players in the world. 2 elite sickos. And they both think quite for a long time before making decisions. Although Justin isn't that bad. Yevgeny is a little on the slow side though. But and then I believe that's Ben Palmer in the middle. It's one of the Bens of the world. But to be honest, I confuse them all. I know it's not Ben Buh, but it could be any number of other Bens. But yeah, so that was my table there, and I don't think there's any more pictures. No, it's just the run it up wall. So yeah, that was a lot of fun though. I had a lot of fun at the event. I ended up busting in a spot where I wasn't thrilled about it. I was up to like 55K from the start of 48K, and the guy to my left is like young, aggressive kid. He raised under. He had been pretty short stack for a while. He just doubled up the hand before. Folds to us in the blinds, and this was our very first time blind versus blind. I just called with 2-3s with the intention of calling and then check raise and then raising all in if he attacked it, because I thought he would be pretty aggressive there, and I think very often I limp, he raises, I shove, he folds. And, 90% of the time, or not 90, but some large percent of the time, I think he just folds. When he does call, more often than not, we're flipping. And, obviously, the most disastrous is that, I limp, he raises, I shove, he calls, he has an overpair. Once in a while, I even thought he would fold a slightly better overpair than, a slightly better pair than ours, like 4s or 5s, something like that. But he had 9s and can't fold. 9s for sure has to call there, like 100%. And that's how they got me. I felt bad about it immediately after because I just felt that even though mathematically I feel pretty confident that I could break down the math and it would be, I'm pretty confident that the math supports it as fine given the assumptions that I had. But I think purely from the sake of not wanting to put my tournament on the line and that, like, 10% of the time I do go broke there by check raising all in, which is way higher than the average hand that I've been playing. Like, I was playing really in the zone, feeling really, like, confident about how I was playing, pulled off a really cool hand. It was a really cool hand earlier in the day that I was really happy about. But yeah, I wasn't happy with it. I think it's fine, but it's the kind of thing that it's like a cash game play. It's almost like that's how my friend described it, and I feel like that's probably correct. It was a cash game play. It was a play that'd be fine in a cash game, was mathematically correct, but just not the best thing to do because tournament life and all of that. But I had a great time. I really did enjoy myself, and I'm looking forward to getting back out there again and doing some work. So Rusty Rupert raised. I decided to re-raise on the button. I just thought it would be a good spot to do it, and it would probably work often enough. We haven't really done it very often so far. Not the greatest of flops for us, but we do have a gut shot, so there is that. I'm going to start here with a bet. Brent did cold call on the blinds, which kind of sucks, but I think there'll be enough hands that he'll cold call and then fold here that it's worth at least firing once. I'm not necessarily planning on firing a lot, but certainly at least the one time. We have a double gut shot now. Any 9 or 5 will make us a straight. A diamond, I think, is also a decent card for us, but I think I'm actually going to check. I think I'm actually going to check back here and not try to bet twice. I'm not sure what I do on rivers that... Oh, I don't know what I'm doing on this river, for example. He checks, so I think I'm going to just check here, right? There are two decisions to be had, right? Decision number 1, does he fold better hands than us? I don't think that's true. Does he call with worse hands than us? Probably, but I don't think that's true either. Let's see if we just got lucky against his big overpair sort of hand. Yes, we did. Yeah, so we got lucky there, but I think... Brent could have made it like 100 pre-flop also. That would have been okay. But I think he played it fine. I don't mind how he played it. And then I do think that our plan was okay because we would have won on diamonds. We were talking about probably bluffing on diamonds, so that would have worked out for us at least. Obviously, that's being slightly results-oriented because he could have had the king of diamonds just as easily. But, yeah, our in this exact circumstance, does seem like we were on the right track. Seems like it to me. Definitely going to be raising it up. I think 10 is probably a good number to make it here. Could make it 12, I guess, also, but I think 10 is fine. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Give it to me, baby. Re-raise in that big blind. Let me call in position. Sure. Whatever you want to do. 26? You got it, kid. The happiest $26 I've ever put into a pot. All right, maybe not that, but I'm very happy about it. And I'm certainly happy now that I've got 4 blue cards. So we have a decision between raising and calling. If we were playing for run-up money, we would almost always call. Playing for my real money, I'm certainly tempted to raise, but I don't think he folds better hands than us. He folds ace-highs every once in a while, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to call and then call and then call. Well, the river is obviously not a guarantee, but I'm certainly not going to fold on most turn cards unless he bets like $140 here. Against the check makes me pretty happy, so I think I'm going to bet. He could definitely check raise all in with a lot of hands. That's certainly possible, but I think that if we just bet something like $68 here, he's going to fold better ace highs sometimes. Not all the time. He does check call here with like ace queen sometimes. But I think he'll fold better hands than us some percentage of the time. And by the way, that'd be a bink. If there's no way we lose this pot, obviously. So the question is what to bet. If he has a hand like ace-queen, he's not calling any bet, right? Whether we bet $80 or $200, he's not calling. So all we can do is spec out, make our hand look like we have a bluff and try to get him to call with a hand like ace-king. That's really all we can do, or like 2 queens, something like that. So I think we bet something like that. Yeah, that's right, 188. All the 8s. I think something like this is fine. We could bet like 200. I think this number is... it's very hard for him to call with anything. Like, even if he has 2 jacks, like... You know, it's kind of hard for him to call, but... Oh, I guess this video is probably going to wrap up pretty fast because I don't think this guy is going to play us heads up. I mean, maybe he will. Fine with me. We're only 30 minutes in. That's like you guys look. I already know people will be upset. 30 minutes? Oh my god. Every video used to be 30 minutes. Only recently have you all got spoiled by these hour-long Wonderland videos. Let's see if he'll post. Nope. Well, we won poker, boys and girls. God, I wish we had done this for Run It Up. We would be up like $500 right now. We did rebuy for $146, so we ended up $500. I actually think I'm probably going to wrap this video up right now. I did cast for 2 hours before, and a lot of you guys probably haven't seen that video yet either. So go check that out. That's the live stream from yesterday, the 12th, the 9th of December. I posted that up from yesterday. Sorry, there's a weird audio thing. The mic only went through one channel, but I fixed that for the future going forward. So you should definitely, if you haven't already, you should follow me, twitch.tv/jcarpoker. I'm going to be streaming a lot more often in the future. I will look into streaming on YouTube, but I kind of like streaming on Twitch. If they'll let me, I'll keep doing it there. So follow me over there. Don't forget, facebook.com/jcarpoker. That's right. Full screen goodbye. You gotta do full screen goodbye, you know? Otherwise, you know, you just gotta. It's only seems right. Didn't read one Dear Jay Carver today. That hasn't been that way for a while. But I had a lot to talk about, so, you know, sorry. If you have something to write to me, though, you can write to me. DearJayCarver@gmail.com. Go right ahead. Fire away. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. There will probably be a stream on Thursday, so probably no regular Run It Up for Thursday. There'll be a stream Thursday evening, and that's pretty much it for me. Don't forget, facebook.com/jcarpoker, your hub for all things Run It Up related. I post when I stream. I post all sorts of things on Facebook, so go check that out. And that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching, as always, guys. I will see you back for more tomorrow. Peace.